this is the bottom hinge. As you can see, I've pretty much buggered it up really, all this plate down. I did weld this extra piece of plate and then strengthen it up. And as I've been adjusting it, I've been sort of grinding pieces out and here and there. So I think the best thing to do really is bite the bullet and take these bolts back out. I'm going to cut this piece of plate back out if I can, grind it back and make a new piece of plate to go and then re-weld it. Because, I don't know if you can see it there, but the washers, as I'm tightening the bolts up, the washers are going into the hole. And that hole is too big really for that. It needs to be like 8mm, that's near enough, sort of 10 to 12mm. So I'm planning, cut this out, remake a piece of plate and start again. But what I might do this time is put a slot in it where the holes are, slot it either way so I can move the door in and out. So I think the door, I will double check it before I'll take it off, just make sure the door hasn't got to go down. Anyway, that's the plan. So even if I make the plate and make a bit of a gap all the way around it, I can just tack it into various places and hopefully get somewhere about right. Goes on. Now what's actually happened is I've been playing around trying to get the door in line, and consequently all these holes here got bigger and bigger and bigger. And what I did do right at the very beginning, before I started doing the bodywork properly on the car, I was just having to play with bits and pieces, and I welded this piece of plate on. And what I did, I covered it over a big chunk of rust, so it's all rusty around there. So in a roundabout way, it's done me a big favour, because what I'm going to do now, if I can show you, I'm going to cut this little skin off this piece here. I've already started doing it. I don't think you see it, it's all moving there. So I'm going to get the old Dremel out again, cut along there and around there, and take that piece of rusty metal right out of the way. And what I've got, I don't know how good accurate it's going to be, is another piece of plate which I've made. It's a bit of 2mm plate, and I'm going to weld that in there, take its place. Now what I'm going to do to start off with, when I put it in there, obviously I'll treat all the rust anyway. I'm just going to tack it in and put the door hinge on, and because I might have to move it a few places. Now what I've done initially, I've slotted them sort of that way, so the door can go in and out. So once I've got it in its right position, sort of in and out wise, then I should bolt it up and mark it, and if it needs to go up and down, I should just file it, either there or there. So it can't go anywhere else apart from there. So what's actually happened, consequently, before, when I had this piece in there, is that as I was tightening it up, it's all squashing up all over that, so it wasn't really that secure. So long story short, it's done me a big favour in a way. So I need to get the Dremel out again, which is a pain in the arse. Cut this piece out. I might just cut that front piece off as well. Don't know what that's doing there, and do the job properly. Well, this is the best I've got it fitting so far. I think it's got to go in a little bit more. That's the original seal. It's got to go in just a little bit more, but I'm pretty much there on that. Up the top here, door sticking out a little bit on there. So I've got to address that. It can come down just a little bit more. I've got a misalignment there somewhere. Not sure what to do about that at the moment. The bottom of the door that was giving me all the grief here is actually pretty much spot on there. I think that's pretty cool. That's only roughly at the moment. And the gap there, I just need to bring that corner out just a little bit more. The only thing I've got to try and do now is equal this gap up, because there's a little tiny gap there. And there's a big gap down the bottom. So I'll have to have a think about that, see how I can close it up. I'm not really sure. Let's not space that one out. I don't know if I can pull that over. Got a spacer behind that. I don't know, let's have a look. I've already got a spacer behind it there, look. Well, maybe it needs another one. I might go for that actually. You know, I'll measure that up, see what sort of spacer I need, and see what happens. Don't know what it is, base spaces in there, or did it have spaces in there before when I took it off? Maybe they fell down inside the pillar. So that's got a spacer, so is that. So the lines are best they've been so far, are pretty good. Like I say, that sticks out there a little bit there. But what I'm going to do, once I'm happy with the door, I'm going to recut this again. I've cut it about 3 times and put it out a little bit more. It's best I do that. I really don't want to put loads of filler on it. You can see that sort of dips in there anyway. I can feel it dips in. So the bottom sill, there, really good. So I think I need some more spaces on that bottom one. I'll have a quick measure up and I'll see what I need. Right, I'm sorry about this video. I seem to be going around in circles. I'll do the back door and the front door and then go back to the back door. Now the back door on the driver's side is actually finished. I'm not going to do any more to it at the moment. The gap around the top is pretty good. I've gapped it down the side here. It's fairly sort of flush that way now. So that's all good. So I'm not going to spend any more time on that door. I reckon I could spend another half a day and it wouldn't make a lot of difference. The gap down the middle here is actually as good as it's going to get, I think. I don't think it's going to get any better. But this whole door, when you see these lines here, needs to go down a bit. It won't actually go down anymore. I'll show you why. Right, open the door up. I don't know if you can see that well. This is where I've been playing around with the hinges. I put loads of spaces in there and all sorts of stuff. Now the bottom plate here is the one that previously I cut out and just tack this one back in. But I think that needs to go down a bit more. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break these tacks on there, cut the plate. I might just be able to push it down a bit, but that's going to go down, I reckon, about another 1/8. So we'll try it with an 1/8 and see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, I don't know how clearly you can see this, but I've actually dropped this plate down by 1/8 of an inch. As you can see, that's the original marks. But if you look in there, you can actually see the inner part, but I can't actually work out why I've got to drop it down so much, because it's never been down that low before, because that's the original part of the door, of the A-pillar. I don't really know what to do at the moment. Maybe I should just put a couple of little tacks on it. Tack there, tack there, tack there. Grind one of these down. Take that little piece out. I don't know what to do. Really don't know. Well, I've hung both doors. I've got my best I can. They're not perfect by a long way, but they have to be what they are. Because even things like this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but doors are sort of flush there, the gaps are okay there. They're sticking out just a little bit up there, but that angle there, that flat and that flat are not the same size. So I don't think I'll stand much of a chance getting all these lined up anyway. Anyway, so I'm going to let them two doors go because the reason I brought this car was just to play around with fabrication, see where I can get it. And some of it's come out really good and some of it come out pants. And this piece here is the later version. This is the pants version. The gap along here was quite big, so I thought, well, I'll just put a disc cutter down there. And I pulled that side in, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'll just put the wing on properly. That little hole there sort of locates nicely. But the wing seems a bit low. Now, I took a load of lead out of that, so I can't remember how much lead was in there. There's probably loads, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. But this wing there has gone right down. There's a big gap there. So it's bolted up here. That's flush. And it's sort of flush here. Sticking up there a little bit, but it goes down okay. So I've got two issues with it. Or three, actually. This gap here, which I'm not worried about that, because I know I can just put this cutter down there, move it over and play around with it. Even the other way, because that's sticking out a bit there. So I can sort of cut inside them and pull the wing out. So that's absolutely fine, I can get away with that. The two bits I've got problems with is this bit here. You can see that now. It's all right up to about here. I'll follow the camera around, you might better see what I'm doing. So I'm going to have a think about it. I'm going to have to cut it somehow and put it up. So that's okay. But the other bit I've got a problem with, I just don't know what to do, is this line here. Doesn't match up with that one. And that one doesn't match up with that one. So it almost needs like the wing cutting and pulling down. I'm not sure about that at the moment, so I think the best thing to do is deal with one issue at a time. I'm going to deal with this top bit. If I can get this piece right, because judging by the amount of filler or lead that I took out of the car, I don't think these panels are a very good fit anyway. So I'm going to have a sit down and have a think about it and where to cut. So I'm going to have to cut this somewhere. Maybe I should cut it there. But let's say okay there, because that's where the hole is. So I need to ignore that a little bit. I might go around the other side and have a look, see what that looks like. But I think there was a lot of lead there. So I reckon I need to cut it about here somewhere. Right along here. And up to there. Just cut that, bolt that piece on, and just see what it looks like. Alright, I'm going to go cutting this piece out. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there you go. I'm sure I'm going to bugger the wing up, but let's go. Underneath there. Right, I'm going to cut right on that line and down to there. Well, that's a bit bolted up. It's quite flush up there. I'm just going to sort of level it up a little bit more, just give it a little tap down. And I'm actually going to bend this up that way, even right the way along, because I think it'd be easier if I bang it up. Then once I fit the wing, I can always bang it down easier rather than trying to get inside. So that's a cunning plan. Miles it, isn't it? And see all that there. It's all lead. It's all lead. I'll get the camera. All lead around there as well. So, and all the way down there is all lead. So they must use a hell of a lot of lead. I'm not sure how clear this is. You can see, but well, I've said before, I've actually cut this piece out. So it's bolted on there. I'll show you the camera there and there. I've got to finish all that off later on, so it's not a problem. And what I've actually done, see there's a big gap there. I've actually closed this gap up here because that was actually full of lead. So I thought what I'll do, I'll get as close as I can, so I'll get my thumb out of the way. I'm going to put some filler on that. And if you look closely, I don't know if you can be able to see it or not. I'll put a screwdriver on there. just push it down a little bit. That's actually level now, so I reckon I can push down on there, tack it, go along a little bit, push down, tack it. So I reckon I can tack all the way along there, no problem. Put a little bit of a filler in there, get the camera back on it again, put a little bit of filler in there, well, when I say by filler I mean a bit of steel, weld it all in, and I can blend this whole lot in. That'd be great. What I will do, I think, is get rid of all this lead, because it's full of lead there. It's all lead down here, so what I'll do in a minute, I'll take the wing back off again for the 100th and 30th time, I think it is, and blow all the lead off. So I'm not sure if filler sticks on lead anyway. I think it does. Then I'm going to stall quite a bit because I'm not sure what to do with this bit here. These lines don't match up. I can't, the actual door won't go up anymore because it's hitting up on the top up here. So the door, both the doors are pretty much in the rightish sort of place. I can't get them any better than what they are. They just have to be as they are. I will play around with it again another day. Sometimes a fresh pair of eyes and a bit more enthusiasm sort of makes them fit, but that's the best I've got them so far. So that's them. And even like down here on the wing, it's all lead. And the way that screw was in there, that's all covered in lead. So I think best thing to do before I get too carried away with anything, like I said, without fear of repeating myself, which I just have obviously, I'll take the wing back off. I will straighten this little piece up in here, close that gap, get rid of all the lead, bolt it back on. Then I'm going to have a go at I'm only going to tack this piece back on, get a piece of metal in there, tack that in, and then probably have a cup of tea, or I think half a bottle of whiskey might do it. That normally sort of sorts lots of problems out. Might do that and decide how I'm going to do this. I haven't really got a clue. I tried pulling it down, and it won't pull down anymore. Then again, I might give it another go. I'm not sure. I don't know why I don't know what it was like when I took it off, because I reckon this wing isn't the original wing. The reason I say that, because inside, well, I can't say it there, but inside the inner wing there's quite a few marks where it looks like it's been crumpled a little bit. So I reckon this wing is something that was on afterwards. So I want the lines to line up a little bit better on that. You know, the gaps I can take care of. I've got no problem with that at all the levels. I can deal with all that. It's not a problem. Well, it's not a problem, but it's just more work. It's just these lines. I don't really want to. See, really, what I should do, I know what I should do, is get this cutter out, and cut right along there. Now I've cut the whole wing in half and drop it down. Don't know. I'll have to have a think about it. Well, I've just started tacking this piece in place here. I might have to split this wing again at the top to close that gap. I wanted a nice tight gap up all the way, so I'm quite happy with that now. I've got to fill this piece in yet, and this piece here needs to be sort of been up a little bit, so that's fine. The problem I had is all this in here, look. This is full of, the whole thing's full of lead. I've grown quite a bit of it off. When I take the wing off, I'll see if I can get the rest of this off. Let's come off now, look. So I'm not sure if all this lead is done from the factory, or I still reckon this wing's had been replaced at one time. That's why there's so much bloody lead everywhere. Unless this is how they did it in the factory. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's lead there as well, isn't it? So the best thing to do, what I'm going to do, see if I can weld all this up, fill that gap, and weld that. And once that's done, then maybe I can take the wing back off, dress all this up and see what I'm going to do with all this disaster here. I'm not sure how it's supposed to look. I don't suppose it matters too much really, does it? Because it's my car and I suppose I can make it look how I want. It's not going to be a show car, like I keep saying. That's just to sort of cover my arse because some of the repairs I'm doing are not very good. Anyway, well, I've tacked all this bit in and give it a bit of a very sort of light sort of grind down. I'm not going to go overboard at the moment, there's quite a lot more grinding yet. But what I want to do now is actually take the wing back off again, because all this was actually full of lead, you can see there. Oh, I've got to see it. point at with an actual blade. All that there and all around there's all lead. I've taken a big chunk out there, so I think I need to take the wing off, just grind all the lead off, and I've got a bad feeling that that bit there, I'll put a camera on it, all down there is lead. So God knows how the repair is made. That's got to be lead as well, right? It's all lead. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to find there, so I think I need to concentrate on one bit at a time. So I'm just going to concentrate on, take the wing off, give this a clean up in there so I can get the grinder in there, clean it back up. Have a look on the other side, see what the weld looks like. I need a bit of touch up here, there's a little hole there. And once I've got rid of that lead, I might put a piece of metal in there just to blend it in nicely. Alright, that's the wing back on again. I'm quite pleased. I know it looks a bit rough at the moment, but I've got to go back over. There's a couple of little tacks, little holes there, little pinholes. So I'll put a blob of weld on them and I'll give it a good old grind up. I don't want to grind it too much because obviously the more I grind it, the thinner the wing gets. I'm quite pleased that all the gaps sort of down here has gone nice. Now the problem I've got is this bit here. Now that was actually full of lead. The whole lot was all lead, all the way down there. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. I'll have to have a think about what I might do. I was thinking of just getting a piece of metal in there and closing the gap up. Right, I've welded all this patch in, all the gaps. These are all actually quite high at the moment. I'm not going to worry about them too much at the moment. So I've got a bigger problem to solve. When I take the wing back off, I can grind all around here and make it nice and smooth and all this stuff. That's high, it's high there. Fill this gap up here. Put a little bit of plate in there and welded it up. I'm not sure what to do with that at the moment, but I might later on. I'm not going to do it now, but I could always put a little bit of round bar, a bit of welding rod in there and bend it around to make it a nice sort of fit all the way around there, which I think I might do. I'm really tempted to do that, but I'm not going to do it yet because I've got a bigger problem. I'm going to have to end this video now because I need to sort of sit down and try and work out what I'm going to do. Both the doors are sort of in line, best I can get them at the moment. Like I previously said, they're poor alignment anyway, but that's the best I think I can get it at the moment. I can play around with it for a little bit more and get it a slightly better fit. And the biggest problem I've got at the moment, which I don't know what to do about, is these lines here. It's about, I don't know if you can see it, it's about 10mm too high. And the doors won't go up anymore to line it up. So I'm not really sure what's happened here. Sort of better view like that. So I'm thinking, well, which makes a change. The first problem I've got is down here. This is all lead again. The whole lot is lead. It's about an 1/8 of an inch of lead down there. So again, I'm not going to worry too much about it at the moment because I've ground all the lead off here. All the lead's gone, so that's fine. But how do I drop this down? How do I make all that line up? The only way I can think of doing it, which is a bit sort of drastic, is cutting right way along here. Cutting it and pulling it down. Don't know. That's a bit sort of drastic, I know. But what I think I will do before I do that, I'm going to put these screws in the wing here. That one in there I can get in, and that one I can't get in at the moment. So I've ordered some more screws. I'm going to screw them in and get it sort of where I think it should be. But I've actually tried pulling it down, but it says no. I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas, that'd be fantastic. So we'll see. Well, I'll probably make another video afterwards showing you the mess I've made of it. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. See you later.